We have an we have an iPhone SE2. Great start to the video. A big oof. So basically, it's not looking too pretty down here. What happened was the charger got stuck and he used super glue, and of course that never works, so don't ever use super glue. But yeah, usually I would just be able to pick it out or clean it out, but because of the super glue, it just doesn't charge. Now, I can try and clean it out, but he doesn't really want me to. He just wants me to replace it, because cleaning it out, I don't think would be that effective with this one. Probably damage one of the pins too. Also, if you guys remember from my last video, we lost the iShuriken. It died, so now we have a iShuriken memorial. If you guys want to attend, it's tomorrow at 2. No, I'm just kidding. Let's fix this one up. The SE2 is a lot like the 8. They just put the Apple logo in the middle and made it a little faster. Unscrew. So apparently he opened this up himself, which frightens me a little bit. We're gonna turn this off first. He said he was using the wireless charger and it was getting way too hot. It's not really meant to be used full time. Oh yeah, he definitely did open it. Open it up. Bam. Missing screw. I'm kidding. It's really not that big of a deal. Try your best not to leave screws out, especially if you're working on a client's phone. You just can't do that. That's not okay at all. If it's your own phone, to each their own. If you're okay with a missing screw here and there, that's fine. Unscrew. Disconnect the battery and the screen. So I used to use my fingernail a lot. I started using this tool. It's actually really easy. It's pretty smooth and it works a lot like a fingernail. So believe it or not, this is actually quite a big job just because there's a lot to do. For whatever reason, Apple tucked the charging port under the logic board, and there is a way to do it easier, but it's also the lazy way to go and can cause issues, so we're not going to do it that way. I did just buy some soldering equipment and some refurbishing equipment, so I'm going to take this repair stuff up a notch. Now we can remove the screen, and it looks identical to an iPhone 8. I mean, this one's stripped up, but the interior is practically the same. The logic board shape is the same. There's not a lot that's different in this one. So what we have to do is disconnect every single component on this board, and we also have to remove the SIM card. Remove the SIM card, and now we can begin to unscrew. Unscrew that one, and there's a hidden screw right under here. The antenna probably has the most screws of anything, so we're just gonna unscrew. And now we can just lift up the logic board, being super careful, and just take it out. That's the logic board for the iPhone SE2. It's the same exact thing as the iPhone 8. Good for Apple for recycling, but I hope that was their only intention. Anyway, we'll put that over there. Now we have to get to the charging port. Super hard to keep the charging port organized because there's so many screws. Oh, we have a screw just chilling over here. What are you doing? Yeah, so he definitely played around with some stuff. I prefer when people don't, but I understand when they do. It's kind of tough because I lose track of what goes where. Remove the speaker. This is your speaker. And remove this little connector here. We're also going to remove the taptic engines. Big screw. That's your taptic engine, and it's connected to another connector which connects to the antenna. So you don't want to forget these two bottom screws here. So now we can just kind of pull this off. It's already broken, so who cares? Beautiful. Just came right off. We'll throw that over there, and we have the microphone left behind. Let's take that out. There we go. That's out of there. Now we can take our new charging port, which is actually a pull from an iPhone 8 because they use the same parts. Who would have known? Apple reusing parts? Very strange. We're just gonna make sure it's placed properly, and it's a good idea to add glue just to make sure everything sits nice and smooth. So I got another iPhone 8. Now we gotta start moving things over. So I'm just gonna take the speaker, we're gonna put it down. We're actually gonna put in the taptic engine first, but we have to remove this connection between these two. They're bonded eternally for whatever reason. So we're just gonna stick one of our tools in, make sure we're not damaging anything, and it just comes off like that. So now we're just gonna start stealing screws. So we're gonna steal this screw and just move it over. This honestly is a lot easier. Obviously, most people don't have like a stash of screws just lying around or a stash of phones lying around, but luckily I do, so I take advantage of that.
Many stolen screws later.
So now we can take our logic board and we can put it back in because the charging port's all good, and we can give it a test to make sure everything is working well. You want to make sure that this guy is not interrupting anything. So make sure you're putting it under there. There we go. Now we're gonna connect everything. We'll connect our screen and our battery, and we're just gonna plug in the phone, and it is now charging. That's our new seal. We're just gonna peel it off. Remove the first layer, and we'll reattach our screen, screw everything back in, and then we're gonna get the crunch. It's coming. We're gonna take off the rest of the seal. Now we're gonna close it up. That crunch again, and test it out one last time just to make sure. And we're done. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Definitely stop using super glue in your charging ports. It's never a good idea. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.